even though it's extremely nerdy, I think one of the things I enjoy most about this game, laB, is actually that the title of the game is a palindrome, which means that it's the same forwards and backwards. laB, laB. Hiya folks, Fruit and Doggy here, getting back in the laB, hopefully to finish it off. Mention a couple things. I did adjust the game volume once more. Trying to get that squared off perfectly so it's at the right level. Another thing you should notice is I shrank down my webcam in the corner because I noticed in this game, and even in other ones previously, that sometimes I was covering up some of the game's screen. Ooh. And let me move the mouse cursor. I just wanted to minimize that matter as much as possible. So... Oh, you idiot! So I just wanted to try to square that off as best as possible. And, you know, there's only going to be... to a certain extent, that was bad. There'll always be a certain part of it that'll be unavoidable. But, again, if I can at least minimize it, then I want to do that. I did it again, gosh darn it. The exact same thing, too. Okay. But, yeah, I've noticed it come up in other games, and it's like, well, you know, I've taken that as kind of like just a fact of life, but in this case, I wanted to at least make an adjustment. Darn it, that's hard! And see if I could, at least try it in this recording just to see how it would look, to see if I made it a little too small inadvertently. Because I still want it, I want it to be large enough that I can, you know, the whole reason I'm doing it is so I can showcase my oh, darn it, man! Showcase my reactions to different events and games. And I didn't even get the jump. I was thinking about this earlier, that, wow, you really do have to hold the run. Okay, I should have figured that, but... as a viewer, somebody who's seen a lot of videos, it can be somewhat jarring to watch somebody's content for a long time if they don't showcase their face, and then to try and make the adjustment to, oh, this is what this YouTuber looks like? Because often your own mental image of what they look like won't match. Ah, that was pitiful. And so I wanted to eliminate that problem myself on my own channel and always have... Ooh. Gosh. I didn't even get a chance on that one. I'm trying to think if I want to do a speed jump through that or not, but yeah, gosh darn it. The way I'm running my channel, at least in theory, is as a long-time viewer of different people's content, there's just certain things that I've either found annoying or enjoyable, or sometimes seemingly not a big deal or a problem at first, but, you know, only after being a viewer of other people's content for a long period of time have I stumbled across certain things. And what I mean by how it can be jarring and seeing somebody who you've watched for a long time, if the only thing you have to base it off of is the way their voice sounds, it's it seems like you're very likely... how to put this? Like when I read a book, I always visualize what the characters look like in my mind. And whenever I watch a movie adaptation, it doesn't matter how true to life the movie makers were to the book, the characters never look like how I visualize them. And the same issue happens with a YouTuber, is that when I'm only basing it off their voice, I create some sort of a mental image of what they might look like, and I'm never correct, because they always look so different than what I imagined. And oh no, this last one, crap. So because I don't want anybody to necessarily go through that themselves, and it's like, oh, I've been a long-time viewer, I've heard you know, play lots of games, and I've had this visual image, and it's like, oh, that's what you look like? Because I don't... Gosh, I can't even tell... never mind. But anyways, that's just my idea there. And what annoyed me about that last jump is I couldn't even tell what I screwed up. On that last area, or some of these jumps to these... I don't know how to describe them exactly, other than... vertical pendulum of spiky death, is that I can't tell what mistake I'm making sometimes. I can't tell if I'm jumping too early, jumping too late, not jumping like a quick enough. Gosh darn it. And so, since I'm not able to tell what I'm doing wrong, it's making it very hard to learn this section. And I'll admit, what's especially annoying is that this early part is not at all hard, but it's long enough that I have to go through it every single time before I can make a second attempt. And what's also annoying is that gosh darn it, the first jump in this area is different than the second through fourth ones, where it's easier to take advantage of the lack of a ceiling there. But then the fifth jump is the first one in reverse, where instead of starting off with the ceiling, you end with the ceiling. And I don't have a clue how to get through that. Freaking heck! I went too far to the right that time. But yeah, this first area is so simplistic. It's like, gosh darn it, come on. Do I really have to wait through this? But yeah, that fifth column, it's like, I don't know if I should... Gosh darn it! Ugh. It's so hard just to get to it, but I don't know if I should go when it's coming down, because I almost feel like that might be what I need to do. Oh, this might be where I really suffer, folks. I mean, I came into this with high expectations, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna nail this, and it's like, crud. Even on just the second... Crap, just on the second stage I'm getting demolished. Shoot! Ah, man. You know, sometimes expectations versus reality, am I right? I mean, that's why I've been talking about this whole video. To some degree. Gosh, nobody even mentioned 52 being, like, obnoxious, so... Oh, my freaking goodness, really? So that just makes me really, paranoid and freaked out about what's going to be coming up next. It's like, oh, great, it's only going to get 10 times worse. Come on! Are you kidding me? I went too far forward again. Well, anybody who thought I was not, getting sufficiently irked and annoyed and making enough mistakes, whoever you may have been, You don't have to worry about that now. I'm making up for it now. Son of a gun! Excuse me. This is truly one thing I dislike about this game, is that some of these areas just are too long. Even if it's not hard, it just drags out. Gosh, I just wish I could start there. I can get there no problem. But I have to go back through this early area every stinking time I want to try again. I just want to practice it. I want to. Oh my gosh, I'm getting flustered. I'm getting frustrated. That's why I'm starting to make more mistakes in that little area. There. I wish I could just start here. See, I know how to get through it. And this one, you wait until the... Frick! I was about to say, you wait until the bottom one is about kind of reaching the platform you're standing on, roughly. But if I could practice starting here more often, I could get a better sense of that. Oh, this is aggravating. And again, the timing of the first one is so different than the second and fourth. I mean, you could jump through all of them the same way you do the first one, but the first one is so limited by the ceiling that you're standing next to that you don't want to jump that way. At least I don't. I'm not waiting long enough. I know I'm not. I'm jumping too early. At least right now I am. And then I'll start waiting too long, I'm sure. Okay. Oof. I don't think I can go when it's coming down, though, because if I do, then I'm going to be jumping up towards my death. Oh, please. Okay. Yeah, you can't jump through the floor. Oh, jeez. I hit those spikes on the wall! That's what got me! It wasn't even the crusher! Gosh dang it, no! Darn it! I was afraid of, going too far, but I was much more afraid of being crushed. Gosh stinking dang it! That's why I overshot it. Crap! I think I've gotten a better timing. Oh, frick, I did it too early. I think I've gotten a much better timing, at least on the second to fourth ones. It's just as that bottom part is starting to cross the platform you're standing on. That's about when you want to jump. I jumped too early. I don't know how to describe it better than that, because, again, it's hard to get an exact sense of it as I'm talking and having to come back here every time I want to try. But it's not when the spikes, it's when the platform is almost parallel, I want to say. Crap! I jumped too early again. I'm pretty sure I jumped too early. Oh. But yeah, I think that's what my problem was here, is I was jumping too early on the first one because I was afraid of the ceiling. But that's actually not that much of a limitation because you're going so far right. Oh crap, see, I did it too early again. I think I'm starting to get a better attuned to how this part works, though. It definitely feels better than when I was doing it just, however many minutes ago. Whew, okay. Yeah, that felt much better. So even if I don't have it down perfectly, like that, even if I make mistakes, it definitely feels better. It feels much more approachable. It's still annoying having to get back there. I don't know. I got impatient. I know. That's what I did. That's the long and short of it. I got impatient. Oh, man. Now that I'm looking back on it, I wish I just kept going from where I was before. I might have done better. But I had my theory at the time, so... like, oh, let's take a break. Crap, still too early. Do I just have to wait the same amount of time? I can't, though. Because I have to slip in. Oh, I don't know. I have to jump and move quickly, too, so I have to hold X. Crap! Oh, I just didn't get enough height, I don't think. Gosh darn it! Ah, that felt right, too, though. Otherwise... oh... But you know, truthfully... throughout this game, it's been these vertically moving... it's always been the things that move vertically that screw me up so hard in this game. The super fast-moving platforms from earlier, now this. Like, gosh darn it, game. Why you do this to me? Oh, gosh thinking dang it. I mean, I'm also torn with how the recording session is going. Not that I'm like, oh man, this is going to be terrible content, but it's more just because it's not going so well gameplay-wise on my part, I'm wondering if I need to keep this shorter and come back to it in a refreshed frame of mind. It's like, okay, I'm, you know, not in a good place of mind, clearly. So I'm not playing with a... I didn't even jump. I'm not playing with a half darn, so... you know, you might as well... I think I've said this statement before. Not keep bashing your head in the wall. I think I've died like 100 times. In this stage alone, almost, it feels like. Just making no progress. Shoot. And again, that's frustrating. I already talked about how... whether it's easy or hard, you know, getting stuck is always so unpleasant. And that's how it feels now for sure. It's like, gosh. And I even made it past this part too, but I can't get past that 5th one now. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, this sucks. I could smack the developer for taking away the checkpoints. Like, I appreciate them making everything else easier, but if I didn't have to keep going through this part and it put a checkpoint, you know, right there, I'd be 10 times happier. But I think that's how these games tend to go, is that any game that has, you know, kind of a above average difficulty level in several stages, people find different things hard. So, you know, areas that I might have thought, like, oh, that wasn't bad at all, some other people might be like, oh man, I just can't get past that. And then somebody else who would be like, oh yeah, this wasn't bad at all, it was super easy. And it's just, for me, is nightmare. It's like, what the heck? Please. I wish I didn't struggle with this stage. It's so... I know, it's so annoying. It's like, gosh, frick. Oh, come on! I'm starting to backslide again. Oh, it's making me frustrated. I mean, it really is. I mean, because I am trying to avoid swear words and profanities, especially since I then just have to edit them out later. It's like, I keep finding myself wanting to just start swearing and cussing up a storm playing this game, especially when I make a stupid mistake, or it's like, you know, I lose progress, or in this, gosh, come! Right there. I was like, gosh, oh. I just want a checkpoint in front of this stupid columns! Cripes! I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that area. I'm so sick of it. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yes! Oh, yes! Even though it's extremely nerdy, I think one of the things I enjoy most about this game, laB, is actually that the title of the game is a palindrome, which means that it's the same forwards and backwards. laB, laB.